Did you know that masquerade Mmuo in Igbo tradition is seen as a link between the living and the ancestors?
Our Igbo heritage shines, a proud guiding.
You are welcome back to Igbo Tradition, My Heritage, and today we'll be discussing about masquerade. Masquerade Mmuo in Igbo tradition is not just for performance and wearing of costumes. Masquerade is seen as the bridge between the living and the ancestors. That's why it is said that when a man wears that mask, he loses his human form and becomes a spirit. Historically, these spirits were used for traditional governance, judging matters, and maintaining law and order in the community, and also checkmating morality. And masquerade is a very broad topic, but like I normally say, I'll summarize. I'll just be summarizing it. So there are categories of masquerades. There are two types of masquerades. The masquerades that are seen as visible spirits. It's for entertainment and performance. And the masquerades that are seen as invisible or fierce spirits or power. Today I will be discussing about two types of masquerade, just the two, Agbogho Mmuo and the almighty Ijele, the king of the masquerade. Ijele Mmuo. Yeah. So Agbogho Mmuo, known as the median spirit, that's the spirit of the deceased medians. That's why the the mask is painted white and fine features, which represents the white represents the purity, and then the fine features represents femininity. You know, that that shows that feminine beauty. That's the word I'm looking for. That feminine beauty. That's what the Agbogho Mmuo is. Median spirit. And when it performs, it dances elegantly, gracefully to honor the role that the women play in the Igbo community. That's the Agbogho Mmuo, spirit of the deceased maidens. That's the Agbogho Mmuo. And then the almighty Ijele. Ijele, they said, is the largest masquerade in the sub-Sahara. And when it stands, the height is 12 feet. 12 feet. it's a very massive masquerade. That is the it's being decorated with mirrors, different beautiful, colorful fabrics, and different figures like human, animals, spirits. And it is said that what it signifies is that it represents the universe. And Ijele is not a masquerade that comes out anyhow, nowhere. Ijele only comes out at a very, very, very important festival or rituals to be performed or coronation. Is that it doesn't just appear anyhow. Ijele in the Igbo tradition is seen as the king of the masquerades. I said something about um, using masquerades, that's the spirits, for traditional governance. I will call it traditional policing. In the olden days, masquerades were used to settle disputes in communities because masquerade is believed to be spirits of our ancestors. So whenever they summoned a masquerade to settle either a land dispute or whatsoever it is, or somebody owing any issues, once the masquerade is summoned, any decision it took was what? Final. Nobody objected it because it was seen as the ancestors have spoken and it is final. Another way they used the spirits, I made mention of somebody owing. They use it also to collect debts. Like if someone is owing and refused to pay, when they summon the masquerade will come and sit in the person's obi and will never leave until the person paid his debts. Another way they use to checkmate, like I say, morality. If someone was involved in immorality, they use the masquerade, the spirit, to shame the person. The masquerade will come in the marketplace, they will sing all the satire songs and make a caricature of the person, giving the person open disgrace. And it is said in Igbo tradition that it is a taboo for you to touch a masquerade or to try to unmask a masquerade because it's a spirit, it's a taboo. Another thing is this: you don't just jump in and say, I love playing masquerade, I want to do masquerade. They are being initiated into the masquerade courts. There must be an initiation for any man to belong to the masquerade courts, you have to be initiated so that you'll be able to eat in. I don't know how to say it in English. There must be an initiation, and they have their secret language that they speak because Mmon is a spirit, is believed in Igbo tradition, and they have the language that they speak. The Ogene you see them beating is a way of talking to the masquerade. The flute you see, Oja, that's the wooden flute you see them play, is a way of talking to the masquerade. They are all the drum, whatever you see, is not just for fancy, it's a language, and you will see that the masquerade will be moving as they play or do this. You see the masquerade will move this side, move that side, or come back or stand and all that. So that's why you must be initiated into the masquerade court before you can be able to perform with the masquerade. It's very, very honestly, I love to masquerade. Mmuo is seen in the Igbo tradition as spirits, and in the olden days they were used for traditional governance. They were used to maintain law and order in the community, because the appearance of the mum when it's being summoned in any gathering or to settle any disputes is seen as the spirit of an ancestor had appeared, and any verdict given was final. I talked about the two masquerades, Ijele, the king of the masquerade, that doesn't come out anyhow, but on very important festivals, and Agbogho Mmuo, median spirits, that represents the spirit of the deceased medians. That's why it's been painted white and with fine features representing the beauty of a woman, of a woman, a girl, and purity, and dances, gracefully to honor women, the roles they play in the society. I always say that Igbo society, Igbo traditional society, was a balanced society. Women played their roles and men played their roles. I will be stopping here to see you in my next video, where I will be discussing another interesting topic on Igbo tradition, my heritage. They will know.
Under the cola tree, our stories unfold.